What's going on? It's your boy Prophetic Visions coming back at y'all with a long, much needed and awaited video. Um, it's been a long time. I obviously don't post like I should. I always say that I never post like I should. A lot of people ask me to post videos and talk about certain topics, but work gets the best of me. Taking care of kids, other things. You feel me? End up falling in line to where I just don't get to it. I always have topics to talk about, but I never really touch on them unless it's I'm talking with somebody personally, one-on-one conversations or group conversations type thing. But in this video, I'm gonna talk about three things, and I'm gonna try to tie them all together to where the video don't be super long, versus me talking about each individual topic separately. That's going to therefore lengthen it, of course. But the three words is peace, grace, and gratitude. And with those three words, you got to give yourself grace. First off, you got to give yourself time. You got to give yourself grace to get where you want to be, realize where you're not, why you're not there, whether that be good or bad. Because we might want to be in a certain position, and you obviously don't make it there. You don't get there, or you feel like you have all the credentials, but you don't, you feel me, you just don't get it or whatever. And it's a reason why. At the end of the day, everything that happens for you personally is for a reason. Next, gratitude. With the grace comes gratitude, because you have to be grateful. Grateful for everything. And I'm not talking about just monetary or you could say possessions, the things that you have, the things that you own. I'm not talking about being grateful for those things. I'm talking about being grateful for life, period. And what I mean by that is being grateful to be able to breathe, being grateful to be able to see, feel, touch, hear, if you still have all of those senses, because a lot of people, blind, deaf, et cetera, et cetera. But as long as you have the breath of life within inside of you, you can still see tomorrow. And that's one thing to be grateful for, because there's a lot of people out here who definitely woke up one morning, expected to come home, expected to, make it X amount of hours, X amount of days, X amount of years. And at that time, it was time for them to be called home. So just be grateful for life itself and all the small things. Sometimes I look at pine needles on my tree out here in my front yard, and I'm grateful for every single one of those pine needles, because every single one of those pine needles make up the tree itself into a whole that therefore gives me an image to look at and be grateful for. Next thing is finding peace. And with the grace, the gratitude, put those two together, you'll find some type of peace. Because when you're grateful for life and you're grateful for everything, or you're grateful for, like I said, the small things, the smallest things, and then you give yourself grace and you understand this is why, this is not, you'll find the peace before death. Because one thing I came up with as a person was the only time that a human seems to find peace is after death, because you don't have to deal with the everyday stresses of life. As far as bills, car might be acting up, you got to take care of your kids, you got to make dinner, you got to, you feel me, you got to get ready for work, you got to deal with traffic. Those type of stresses, those type of things that add up, and it strips the peace away from us. It takes the gratitude away from us. It takes the grace away from us. And life seems steadily rocky, uneasy, and unpeaceful. And that's why I'm saying when you put these two words together to get the last and final one of peace before death, it will therefore, I believe, lengthen your lifespan. Because if you're not mentally stressed, spiritually stressed, and physically stressed, your body will begin to flourish. It's like a plant that's in the ground or a tree that's in the ground. All these outside forces, whether it be weather, insects, distractions, same thing like I'm saying with humans, like distractions, this, that, and the fourth, all these different stressors. The tree will technically be alive, the plant will be living, but certain parts of it would not flourish. Same thing like fruit trees. You have a fruit tree, if you're not taking care of it the right way, putting the right nutrients inside of it, tilling the soil, making sure everything stays in a constant motion, it will produce fruit, but it won't be the best fruit. You get what I'm saying? It won't be living to its fullest potential. And you have to give it the grace, and you have to be grateful for that, especially if you're the one taking care of these plants, like these trees and whatnot, or whatever, you have to be the one to give it those things, to give it that peace. Same thing within yourself. You have to be the one to give you these things, to give you this peace, because nothing else in this world is going to give you that. This video is long enough. I feel like I definitely got my point across. I'm gonna be dropping more videos, and y'all take it easy. Comment, rate, subscribe. Y'all know the whole gist. You feel me? Follow, share, whatever it is. You feel me? And hopefully this video will help a person or help many people better understand life. I'm gone. Prophetic Visions. Peace.